Box office top 10 at 10, Mickey 17.
which I like very much. This is the Bong Joon-ho. And this is,
Oh, by the way, hang on, before you do that, before we get to the chart,
yeah.
I just need to mention Last Swim because that's not in the chart. So
fine.
We'll come to number 10 in just a moment. That's my
Go
mistake.
ahead.
Marcus Milburn in Henley.
Yes.
Dear Didgeridoo and Donkey Rhubarb, long-term listener, multiple-time emergency mailer. I know Mark's knowledge and understanding of movie music is second to none, but I must pick up on a mistakenly appropriated track mentioned in his review of Last Swim from last week's Extra Take. The music in the clip was not from the composer Federico Albanese, although he did work on the film. The piece we can hear in track number 3 is track number 3 from the album Selected Ambient Works Volume 2 by the incomparable electronica artist Aphex Twin. The track has the unofficial name Rhubarb, and its haunting melody has graced a wide range of media, most notably video clips online. Just wanted to make sure that you were fully informed.
That's absolutely right. And thank you for the correction. It's one of these kind of really problematic things that happens quite a lot, is that the clips or often the trailers that you're given don't contain the original thing, but that is entirely my mistake. That was absolutely my mistake. Thank you for correcting me, because Aphex Twin, fab. Okay, thank you. I stand corrected.
Yes, and he says, please do give Aphex Twin a listen if you haven't already. Used to play them on Scala, now Magic Classical, but very good. So anyway, back to the box office top 10, when I rudely interrupted your brief thoughts on Mickey 17 at 10.
Liked it very much, moving swiftly on. 9
is Mr. Burton. So this is, hang on, you do your thoughts and I'll just find this email.
Well, I liked it. I mean, I thought it was, I like the director very much, which is Mark Evans. And we had Toby Jones on the show talking about it. If you haven't listened to that interview yet, do go back and listen to it on the pod, because he was, as always, he was terrific. And it's a story that I didn't know about. This is about how Richard Burton became Richard Burton, both in name and indeed in character and performance on screen. And what was really interesting was that Toby Jones was saying that for him, the most fascinating elements were the elements in which there was a slight conflict between his character, who is the character who mentors the Richard who then becomes Richard Burton. And I think that's the kind of heart of the film. Anyway, the email?
Alan, not pronounced Alan because it's got a U in it.
Okay.
Dear nice voice and also pleasant. Long-term listener. And longer term than I want to remember. After your interview with the great Toby Jones about the recent Richard Burton film, where the line explaining his lack of a Valais accent has been cut from the film, because he was saying, if you heard the interview, that he was slightly nervous of the fact it explained why his accent is the way it is. You asked whether the accent of Harry Lawty was accurate, who plays Richard Burton, was accurate to the local area, whilst not claiming to be Michael Sheen and definitely sidestepping the whole no such thing as a Welsh accent debate. I was raised about 2 miles down the valley from Pontrhydyfen in Carmarthen, so even closer than Mr. Sheen, and can say that I think the accent is pretty spot on. As a child, the visits of Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor to see family were major events in the village. I can't remember ever seeing anyone turn up in a Rolls Royce. Maybe Michael Sheen should give it a try. I've had to emigrate to the next valley over and now live in Maesteg, and the lone dot on iWitter.com is me. Keep up the good work and down with all the usual suspects from Alan. There'll be more on remote iWitterers in take 2. So if you're looking at iWitter.com, there's one in Maesteg, and that is Alan. Anyway, thank you very much. So number 8 is Novocaine.
Which, as I said at the time, reminded me very much of Kick-Ass, but was nothing like as much fun as Kick-Ass. And I mean, it appears to have run its course. I think it's found all the audience that it has. It's in its second week, and it's there. It's on the way out.
7 is Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy.
8th week, still hanging on in there, and still worth remembering that the Americans didn't think it was worth releasing in cinemas, although it is possible that they might not have understood some of the jokes.
Number 6 is Flow,
which both you and I really loved. And I had Alan Jones was down staying with me just the other week because he's got his book Disco Mania, and we were doing it on stage at New Lynn, and he loved it too. And it is funny that the two of us who absolutely love really, really gory horror films, he runs Fright Fest and all the rest of it, both thought that this silent tale of a cat finding its way in a flooded world was one of the most charming movies of recent years.
Number 5 is Black Bag.
Which is fine. It's good. It's like a sort of chamber piece, but with an international spy riff to it, and it's slick and it's got nice performances.
Number 4 is A Working Man.
Jason Statham is a working man, but he used to be in the Royal Marines. And the problem with this is that what it doesn't have is the kind of humour that I really want from a Jason Statham film. I mean, it does exactly what it says on the packet. You know, they've stolen his friend's daughter. He has to go and get her back by killing everyone. And that's what he does. But Jason Statham movies are at their best when they're slick and funny and, you know, and a little bit self-aware. And I don't think this is. This felt a bit po-faced, but it's okay.
Number 3 is Death of a Unicorn.
Which I hated. I absolutely hated it. I thought it was rubbish. I thought it was badly made. It was badly written, badly played, ugly to look at. And this is its first week. So when you consider that there were posters everywhere, that's a very, very soft opening. And I don't think it's going to be troubling the charts for much longer.
Disney's Snow White is at number 2.
See previous shows for the last 3 weeks for all manner of opinion from us and everyone who listens.
And there'll be more on that a little bit later on. And number 1 is a Minecraft movie.